Pass on the salt to me. Could you pass on the salt to me? Notice how the use of just one word could completely change the mood of the sentence. Of course, the body language and the tone of voice have equal role to play, but then the choice of words plays a greater role. It becomes even more important when it comes to written communication, as you do not have the extra advantage of the body language and the tone of voice to convey your mood. You have to completely rely on the words. So today we are going to discuss the words that convey the modality in English language, the modality, the mood of the verb. And these words are called modal verbs, or as also known as modal auxiliaries. So the question is, what are modal verbs? Why are the modal auxiliaries used in a language? And when do you need to use these modals in English? What is their purpose? So many questions around one word, modals. Don't worry though, this lesson is going to clear all those questions. So in this lesson, we'll learn the use of modal verbs along with some example sentences to help you understand the concept better. Welcome to Fluency Goals. I'm Mandeep, and today we are going to learn about modal verbs. So let's explore modal auxiliaries, shall we? Modals are used to give advice, permission, suggestion, make polite requests, even to give invitations. The most commonly used modal verbs are can, could, will, would, shall, should, may, might, ought to, must. So these are the most commonly used modal verbs. Of course, there are many others like dare and need to, have to. But today we are going to discuss these most commonly used modal auxiliaries in this lesson. Before we discuss these verbs individually, let's first discuss the common features of these modal verbs. Consider modal verbs as auxiliary verbs, as helping verbs, which means that they are used as an additional support along the main verb in a sentence, and they cannot be used as the main verb only in a sentence. Modal verbs, they do not change their form according to the tense, according to the subject, subject person, or the number of subject in a sentence. Consider these sentences here. He loves his children. Parents love their children. Now in this sentence, the main verb is same, love, but it's changing its form according to the subject number change. So the first subject is he. He is singular, so the verb changes its form accordingly into loves. The second subject is parents, which is plural, so the verb changes its form accordingly as love. Now consider these two sentences over here. We must attend the meeting now. You must attend the meeting. Notice here in these two sentences, the modal verb must is not changing its form according to the change in the subject. The first subject we is plural and the second subject you is singular, still must remains the same and it's not changing its form according to the subject in a sentence. Similarly, the modal verbs, they do not change their form according to the change in tense in a sentence. Now modals, they do not have infinitive form, that is they do not use the to form. You cannot say to could, to should, to must. They do not have any past participle form or the present participle form, that is ing form. You cannot say musting, coulding, canning. So they do not have any infinitive, past participle and present participle form. Now we have discussed the common features of the modals. Let's begin discussing the use of each modal. And remember, it is not modal. I have heard many teachers pronounce it as modals, but it is incorrect. So you pronounce it as modal, modal verb. Can is one of the most commonly used modal verb in English language. Most commonly, it is used to convey ability. I can swim. I can swim faster than you. So here it is conveying the ability. It can also be used to convey opportunity. Like you can stay at my place when you visit Delhi. So here it is conveying the opportunity. It can be used to offer permission. You can distribute the sweets now. She cannot stay out after 10 p.m. It can be used to make request. Can you help me with the assignment? It can be used to show possibility or impossibility. Any child can solve this riddle. I bet you cannot solve this riddle. The use of could. Could is used to express possibility or past ability. It is also the past form of can. So the present form is can, the past form is could. But don't let it trick you into thinking that the use of could is not in the present tense. In the present tense, could can be used to express possibility, to make polite requests, or even to make suggestions. Let's learn the use of could. So you could use could to convey possibility. If this comes out, it could ruin my career. So here it is reflecting a possibility in the near future that if something happens, then this could be the impact of it. For the past ability, we can use could as I could sing well in my childhood. So it is reflecting the past ability. Maybe I could sing well in childhood, but in present I cannot sing that well. But remember, could can be used when you are suggesting a long-term ability of the past. You cannot use could in positive sentences to reflect momentary or one-time ability. So if I say yesterday I could lift the couch myself, it is incorrect usage because it is not reflecting any long-term ability. It is just the momentary ability. But I can definitely use it in the negative form if I say yesterday I couldn't lift the couch by myself. So could can be used in negative form to reflect the momentary, short-lived ability, short-term ability, but it cannot be used in positive form to talk about the momentary ability. Could can be used to make suggestions. I could prepare food at home, or we could order Chinese food from the nearby restaurant. So here could is used to make suggestions. It can be used to make requests. Could you help me with these bags, please? Could I speak to John? Could is also very commonly used in conditional sentences where one condition is given. If I had more time and money, I could travel around the world. So here it is used in the conditional sentence. Now let's talk about the use of shall. Shall is used to indicate the future action. It is more commonly used with the subjects I and we, and it is often found in suggestions like shall we go? Shall can be used in promises or voluntary actions also. I shall never forget what you did for me. So here it is a kind of promise. I shall take care of everything for you. Here it is a voluntary action. I shall make the travel arrangements. There's no need to worry. Again, here it is a voluntary action. Shall I help you? So, shall here is being used as a suggestion. Shall I move the furniture? So, here it is suggestion. Shall can also be used in situation where you want to convey predictability or inevitability of some event that is destined to happen. Say, he shall become our next king. Here, shall is being used to convey something that is predestined. I'm afraid Miss Sumita shall become our next coordinator. Here, shall is being used to convey inevitability of the action. So, something that is bound to happen. Now, let's discuss the use of should. Should is most commonly used to make recommendations or to give advice. It can be used to express obligation. Obligation where you have to do some tasks, where there is an obligation to do some tasks, as well as it can be used to convey expectations. Let's discuss each of these with examples. To make a recommendation, when you go to Paris, You should visit the Louvre. You should focus more on your family and less on your work. So here it is an advice. I really should be in the office by 9 a.m. Obligation. You have to do this. You have to be there by 9 a.m. By now, they should really be in Dubai. Here it is an expectation. You expect that by this time they should be in Dubai. The use of may. May. May is most commonly used to express possibility. Possibility like Rachel may be at home or maybe at work. So here it's expressing a possibility. You never know, I may do it for you. John may get upset if you do not tell him the truth. So here is a possibility that John may get upset if you do not tell him the truth. It can be used to give permission or to seek permission. May I come in? May I sit down? You may leave the table when you finish your dinner. Here it is giving permission. So the most common use of may is, one is to express possibility, another is to give or seek permission. Might. Might. So might is also used to express possibility. Your purse might be in the living room, but the possibility, the chances are less here. So might is used to express the possibility where the chances are lesser than may. Might is also used in conditional sentences. Say, if I didn't have to work, I might go with you. So here might is being used to express a condition and the possible outcome. Might can also be used to make suggestions or requests. You might visit the library during your visit to the university. Might I borrow your pen? So here might is being used to make a request. But it is not very common usage of might, although it can be used to make requests. The use of must. Must is used to express certainty. Might is here for the lesser possibility, may for more possibility, must for certainty. This must be the right address. So here you are certain that this is the right address. That must be Amber. She is as sprightly as always. So here it is reflecting certainty. Must can also be used to express necessity or strong recommendation. Students must pass the entrance examinations to study at this school. So here it is reflecting a necessity and it is a strong necessity. You must have your driving license with you while driving. So here again it is a necessity. You must take your medicine for that cough. Here it is a recommendation and it is a strong recommendation. Then, so should can also be used to make recommendation, but it is not as strong as must. Must reflects a stronger obligation as well. You must not go out without jacket, it is too cold outside. So here it is reflecting prohibition, that something that you must not do. It is prohibiting you from doing something. So for the prohibition that refers to the very near future, we use must. Johnny, you must not play in the street. Here again it is being used for prohibition from doing some task or some activity. Ought to. Ought to. Now, ought to is a very strong modal verb that is used to make very strong recommendations. So, even stronger than must. You ought to stop smoking. So, it is a very strong recommendation. Ought to can also be used to express assumption or expectation or a strong possibility, often with the idea that something is well deserved. You ought to get the promotion. You have worked so hard for this company. So it means that this promotion is expected because you deserve it. She ought to have received the package yesterday. So there is a strong probability that the package was received yesterday only. We can also use ought not, but without the use of to express an advice against doing something. Mike ought to exercise more. Here it is a recommendation and advice. But if we have to use it in the negative sense, Mike ought not exercise so much as he had surgery recently. Here it is being used to advise against something, and notice that the use of to is not there. Use of will. Will is used with promises or voluntary actions that take place in the near future. I promise that I'll call you every single day. So it is a promise about the near future that you are going to do something. Will can also be used to make predictions in the future. I'll be there by 8 p.m. So here it is a prediction about the near future. He cancelled the show as he thinks it will rain tomorrow. So here again it is being used for prediction of near future. I'll make dinner tonight. Here will is being used to convey a voluntary action. I'll take care of everything for you. The use of would. It can be used to create conditional forms. If she were an actor, she would be in horror movies. So here would is being used in conditional form. Would is also used as the past form of will. I knew that she would be very successful in her career. It is being used as a past form of will. To talk about some repetition of some action in the past, we can use would. When they first moved to Florida, they would have picnics by the beach every weekend. So here would is being used to talk about repetition of some tasks in the past. So that was all about the usage of modal verbs. If you enjoyed this lesson, then please give a like, do subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to share this video with your friends. Thank you for watching. Happy learning.